Although we cannot rid ourselves of misconceptions, we can correct them when we become aware of them. Whenever there is a conflict between universal principles and self-interest, self-interest is likely to prevail. The main enemy of the open society, I believe, is no longer the communist, but the capitalist threat. A global economy is characterized not only by the free movement of goods and services, but, more important, by the free movement of ideas and of capital. Misconceptions play a prominent role in my view of the world. Most of the poverty and misery in the world is due to bad government, lack of democracy, weak states, internal strife, and so on. If I had to sum up my practical skills, I would use one word: survival. And operating a hedge fund utilized my training in survival to the fullest. Markets are constantly in a state of uncertainty and flux, and money is made by discounting the obvious and betting on the unexpected. Market prices are always wrong in the sense that they present a biased view of the future. It is much easier to put existing resources to better use than to develop resources where they do not exist. Taking this view, it is possible to see financial markets as a laboratory for testing hypotheses, albeit not strictly scientific ones. The truth is, successful investing is a kind of alchemy. It's not whether you're right or wrong, but how much money you make when you're right and how much you lose when you're wrong. Markets are imperfect. So you do need regulation, knowing that the regulators are also human. My peculiarity is that I don't have a particular style of investing, or, more exactly, I try to change my style to fit the conditions. When you sell options, you get paid for assuming risk. That can be a profitable business, but it does not mix well with the risks inherent in a leveraged portfolio. I'm only rich because I know when I'm wrong. I basically have survived by recognizing my mistakes. My peculiarity is that I don't have a particular style of investing, or, more exactly, I try to change my style to fit the conditions. It's not whether you're right or wrong that's important, but how much money you make when you're right and how much you lose when you're wrong. The idea that you can actually regulate speculation by legislation is a mistaken idea. I am a market participant. I don't have a vested interest in the market going up or down. I'm trying to anticipate what the market is going to do. I am not a National Socialist, I am a socialist. I seek to put into practice the principles of socialism as I understand them. Once we realize that imperfect understanding is the human condition, there is no shame in being wrong, only in failing to correct our mistakes. Start by assuming the market is always wrong, so if you copy everybody else on Wall Street, you're doomed to do poorly. It is much easier to put existing resources to better use than to develop resources where they do not exist. The worse a situation becomes, the less it takes to turn it around, the bigger the upside. Stock market bubbles don't grow out of thin air. They have a solid basis in reality, but reality as distorted by a misconception. If investing is entertaining, if you're having fun, you're probably not making any money. Good investing is boring. Every bubble has two components, some real trend and a misconception about that trend. The reality is that financial markets are self-destabilizing. Occasionally they tend toward disequilibrium, not equilibrium. I chose America as my home because I value freedom and democracy, civil liberties, and an open society. Globalization has rendered the world increasingly interdependent, but international politics is still based on the sovereignty of states. When money is free, the rational lender will keep on lending until there is no one else to lend to. In this pandemic scenario, if you want to learn and earn and want to increase your money and secure your future financially, then please check the description box. George Soros is a Hungarian-American financier, businessman and notable philanthropist focused on supporting liberal ideals and causes. He became known as the man who broke the Bank of England after he made a reported $1 billion during the 1992 Black Wednesday UK currency crisis. Soros correctly speculated that the British government would have to devalue the pound sterling. Thanks for watching. If you like, please share and subscribe.